Join me today as I visit Skin Tight Co., where I receive a treatment you won't believe. So I am here at Skin Tight Co. with Alexis Sinclair Hall, who is not only my esthetician, but I'm going to say friend. I think that, how long have I known you now?
5 years?
I think because didn't we start like in 2017, I think, is when I first went into the other place.
Yeah, 2017, 2018.
And then I met you right on then.
Like 5 years?
Yeah. So when I came over here and you joined later, and so here we are. And you just got to witness me flinching and writhing or whatever, having one of the treatments here, and that is the RF treatment, the radio frequency treatment. And one of the things that was crossing my mind while we were doing this is that's like the most painful thing you have here in the body, contouring, tightening.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so maybe you can, I could certainly do it, but it's your business. What is making me flinch about that radio frequency treatment?
So radio frequency skin tightening uses radio frequency heat to heat the skin up to about 104, 106 degrees. It tricks your brain into thinking you're getting a 3rd-degree burn, but you're not, so that your brain produces collagen to tighten up the areas or heal the wound that's not there.
Okay. No, so what's interesting is I was kind of surprised because it's been a while since I'd done that. And for me, I was even surprised that I was like
flinching.
And I'm like,
just hot for a second as soon as I pull that
right, exactly.
off, it goes away.
And that's the thing too. I was noticing you're really good, and especially after all these years, you can tell when I'm like not comfortable.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there. I think in a way you're waiting for me to flinch.
Yeah.
I think maybe with somebody who's not experienced, you'd probably be checking more with the actual temperature.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think for anybody who'd want to try that, it's really not policy to just wait until the person flinches. And it's not so bad, but it's a surprise when it gets that hot.
It's a different kind of heat. Yeah, it's like not touch a stove hot. It's like internal heat too.
Right. So all of a sudden you're kind of like, so part of me while we were doing that, I'm like, so I picked the most. I'm really making this look attractive, aren't I? It's like, so assuming like that's like the worst possible thing. So in general though, when I say, it's called Skin Tight Co. and it's like body contouring, and so I say a place like this, you're here to make people feel good about themselves.
Yeah.
A little different. Some people who do know that in my case, you're saving me a lot of surgery because my skin, if I don't have these treatments, it will tear.
Yeah.
And you've actually gotten to see the little tears happen, and we haven't seen any on me in a long time,
Not
right?
in a while,
So it's helped. So if people have that problem, it's a good thing for that too. And you got to see the wand in the video that is heating up, and it's actually part of a bigger machine that you've got over there that it does 3 functions. It does the RF, right? The
RF, cavitation, and lipolaser.
Okay, so those are a couple things that maybe you could tell people what those do.
Yeah, so lipolaser uses low-level lasers to liquefy fat cells, and then it drains through your lymphatic system. Same with the ultrasonic cavitation, but it uses ultrasound instead of low-level lasers. And then we already discussed the radio frequency, which is just to tighten up the skin.
Okay. And what, with the, I don't want to say what's the difference. I mean, like I said, some of this I understand, but if somebody was choosing, what would be the choice of cavitation over laser or laser over cavitation?
So lipolaser targets more harder fat, where the cavitation works a little better on the softer fat, so it just kind of depends on the body.
Okay. And what's interesting about that is, of course, the cavitation, because we've done that, works a little more like the RF in that you've got this wand and you're actively getting your arm workout doing that. And the lipolaser, it's a little more passive.
Hook you up.
Yeah, hook you up and
sit there.
Yeah. Waiting. Yeah. And so each session is on like the lipolaser, you're hooked up for like a half an hour, is that right? Okay. And with that particular one, are there any areas you cannot target?
No, not really.
Okay.
And I mean, the face, we have smaller ones for like the double chin, but like we wouldn't do your cheeks or anything like that.
Okay, and on the cavitation, are there areas you cannot target?
Again, the face.
Right. And That's something I've been here so often. It's like I know this, and I'm just kind of verifying with you on this. Is that with the cavitation, because it's got that buzzing noise it makes,
Yeah.
that you can't go any higher than a certain, because it's bad for your ears. Because you're actually hearing this sound like in your head, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I can't hear it, but you can. Yeah.
Right, and that's just so. That's one of those things here too. That's kind of like a freak out. Just like,
yeah. The higher up on your body, the louder it gets.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird when they're down like on your ankles and you're wondering if the machine's even on because it's not making any noise, and then all of a sudden it moves around. You're like, ah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking over and there's another machine I see over there. A thing I call it the octopus.
Octopus. Oh, the muscle stimulation.
The muscle. So what is that?
So that uses, it's essentially like doing 1,000 crunches without working out. It's like toning your muscles.
Okay, and does it only do your stomach then? Or?
No, you can do glutes, stomach, thighs.
Okay, and
arms too.
Okay, and is this something where people can come in and you can combine what you're, like a muscle stimulation treatment with something else?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's okay to compare to combine.
Yep.
I can't think of a word now. Combine them.
Yep. Yeah, you could do like a cavitation and a muscle stimulation in the same day.
Okay, and I know that you have the packages and things too, where you do like a laser and an RF or a.
Yeah,
something.
we have like the mini mama makeover, and it's lipo or cavi, muscle stimulation, and RF.
Okay, so that is one thing here is, what are people looking at price-wise when they come to some place like this?
So it just depends. So for cavitation, lipo, and RF, it's about $149 per session. For muscle stimulation, it's $129 per session.
But you have the package.
But we
deals.
have packages. It just kind of depends on how many you get.
Okay.
And then if we do discounts or sales, which we always try and do a little something for the people.
Well, that's always good. And another service offer here too is you've got a waxing service here
I do,
now.
yeah.
So what do you cover with that?
So mostly I do Brazilians and underarms, but I've done I pretty much can do anything: legs, arms, eyebrows.
Okay, and I know you told me something very important to anybody listening and interested. You only do like female Brazilians. You don't do the males.
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. So yeah. And there was another little treatment too. I will mention that you were doing it. It's a facial for a more private part.
Oh yes, I'm going to add vajacial soon. So it's a facial for the vagina area. A lot of people struggle with like hyperpigmentation or ingrowns down there, and it just kind of helps with lightening the hyperpigmentation and soothing the ingrown hairs.
Okay. So that is something, I love that because it was something I'd never heard of. And you remember my reaction when you first mentioned it. I went, oh, what? Huh? Why? And I guess I get the idea behind it, but
it's a very intimate service.
Yeah, you really have to know the person or be really comfortable. And I guess with any of these too, because if you're not comfortable with who's working on you. So one of the things that's kind of because my community spotlight segments are obviously spotlighting businesses in an area where I'm located. And if somebody was watching this and they're thinking, well, I'm not in your area and I'm looking for services like this, what should I be looking out for, making sure I avoid, making sure I'm going to somebody reputable? What are different things I can look for?
So I would just, if you're searching on the internet or Instagram or something, I would just type in body contouring, making sure they're licensed or trained in the area. And
are there any particular questions that they should be asking
you could always ask how long have you been experienced in this area? I would just ask about their experience and how long they've been in the industry.
How long they've been doing it, and I would say too how long they've been actually using the particular machine they're using. And it's my understanding too there are different grades of machines, so that might be something that somebody would ask too. Because it's my understanding that Angie set up with a medical grade machine here, so it's a little more intense than what they say like spa grade, and then there's like home grade or something, which probably doesn't do anything at all.
Not as much as like a medical grade,
Right. Okay. So those are some good questions that people should be asking, and also as far as I always give the warning too, it's about results that people are looking for. I'm gonna just kind of pull your feedback on this. That's definitely maybe if wherever they've gone, if they're promising pie in the sky results, after one session you're gonna, or whatever, you're gonna be at your goal. That might be avoid them.
You can definitely see results in the first treatment, but it's not going to be like immediately toned, like have abs, like immediate results. It does take a couple sessions, and you have to kind of pair it with, working out, drinking your water, doing stuff outside of just getting these treatments, because if you're still like eating unhealthy or not working out as much, you're not going to get the results you want. You have to also put in the work outside of what we do in here. This is just to kind of give you that push and that boost to get to your goals.
Yeah, and also too, one of the things I know we've talked about is stressing the cavitation, and we talked about I do that. I do it for detox purposes, and we know that I release some interesting things. I detox some very interesting things after those sessions, and so that's another thing where if you're doing that procedure, I would definitely say that's a really good detox if you need to detox.
And I always just say water, because you are detoxing and it's draining through your lymphatic system and flushing out with water is the best way to do that.
And sometimes you're going to notice that it looks like, they do that and it's all still there. It hasn't moved yet. So, if you think you're going to get off the table after that and put on, the new bikini or whatever, that's probably not going to happen. You never know. And like I said, I highly recommend it as a detox procedure.
Yes.
I think it's probably one of the best detox things I've ever experienced, and clearing out I was going to say there's like surgical anesthesia coming.
Very groggy afterwards.
And just all kinds of crazy, you wouldn't believe the things, I said I've tasted in my mouth after that. So I don't know if I'd intended to go in this direction, but I do want to emphasize that not just for appearance sake, that's a service I would say if you're somebody who has a lot to detox, that is a good start.
Absolutely
on that. So what I was going to ask, the other thing too, I know that you have some kind of an in-home party thing that you do.
At-home parties, we do. So me and my coworker, we do at-home parties if you're in like a 25-mile radius of the salon. It's a minimum of 4 people, but if you don't really want to come here as your first treatment and you want to bring like a friend with you or something, we'll come to you instead, and we do waxing and body contouring at those at-home parties.
Okay. Sounds like a lot of fun.
It was so much fun, yeah.
No, but that's kind of a cool thing too, because I think a lot of these things, they've got Botox parties and all these different things. So I want to say with this, anything else we should know?
I think we've pretty much covered everything.
Okay. So like I said, it was a lot of fun sitting down with you. I'm glad we finally got to do this
finally.
Actually, after all of this and after all this time. And, again, I'm going to say, if you are in town, we are here. It is Skin Tight Co. And you're on Facebook, and I'm going to put information in the description.
Okay.
It sounds good. And I will see you next time.
Bye.
Wherever.